From the moment you were born, you were conditioned to fear the quiet. Look at the architecture of our modern society. It is designed to ensure you are never truly alone. We carry devices in our pockets that constantly vibrate with the demands, opinions, and emergencies of other people. If you choose to eat alone at a restaurant, people look at you with pity. If you spend your weekends in silence, society labels you as depressed or isolated. We are brainwashed to believe that our ultimate value as human beings is determined by how many people are standing around us. But the ancient Taoist masters understood a psychological truth that terrifies the modern ego. The crowd is where you lose your mind. Solitude is the only place where you can find it. Think about the people you interact with on a daily basis. How much of your vital energy, your qi, is drained just trying to manage their expectations. We surround ourselves with people who do not truly understand us. We laugh at jokes we do not find funny, and we participate in dramas that do not concern us, simply because we are terrified of facing our own reflection in an empty room. Loneliness is the painful desperation of feeling disconnected. It happens when you are surrounded by people, yet you feel completely unseen. But solitude is a choice. It is the deliberate, powerful act of stepping out of the noise to build an unshakable fortress inside your own mind. Today, we are going to explore the Zen art of walking alone. We are not talking about the painful desperation of loneliness. We are talking about the ultimate freedom of detachment. To master this art and claim your power, you must align your life with these 7 immutable laws of the Tao. The first law of the Tao, the power of the empty vessel. In the Tao Te Ching, Lao Tzu writes, "Shape clay into a vessel. It is the space within that makes it useful." This is the first law of the Tao. The utility of a cup is not the clay, it is the emptiness inside it. If a cup is already full of muddy water, you cannot pour fresh tea into it. Your mind is a vessel. When you refuse to walk alone, your vessel is constantly overflowing with the muddy water of other people's opinions, fears, and judgments. You wake up thinking about what your boss expects. You go to sleep worrying about what your family demands. You are so completely filled with the external world that there is absolutely no room left for you. Walking alone is the process of emptying the vessel. When you withdraw from the crowd, you stop absorbing the neurotic energy of society. At first, this emptiness will feel incredibly uncomfortable. Your mind, addicted to the chaos, will beg you to pick up your phone, to turn on the television, to call someone, anyone, just to fill the void. You must resist this urge. Sit in the emptiness. When you finally allow your vessel to be empty, a profound clarity takes over. You will stop making decisions based on guilt or social pressure. You will realize that most of the desires you thought were yours, the car, the status, the constant need for approval, were actually planted in your mind by a society that needs you to be insecure. The empty vessel is not a sign of loneliness. It is a sign of ultimate readiness. You are finally ready to discover who you actually are. The second law of the Tao. Return to the uncarved block, peha. In Taoist philosophy, there is a concept called pu, which translates to the uncarved block. Imagine a piece of wood straight from the forest. It is natural, authentic, and whole. But when society gets its hands on it, it begins to carve it. Your parents carve their expectations into you. Your teachers carve rules into you. Your friends carve social norms into you. By the time you are an adult, you are no longer the uncarved block. You are a highly detailed, artificial sculpture, shaped entirely by the hands of others. When you are constantly surrounded by people, you are always performing. You modify your personality to keep the peace. You fracture your identity into 1,000 pieces, giving one piece to your partner, one to your coworkers, and one to your friends. Without realizing it, you become an actor in a play you didn't even write. Solitude is the death of the performer. When no one is watching, who are you? What do you actually believe when there is no one around to argue with you? Walking alone is the only way to return to the state of poo. The next time you take a long walk by yourself, or spend a weekend in complete isolation, do not see it as a punishment. See it as the aggressive reclaiming of your authentic self. You are taking the chisel out of society's hands. You are smoothing out the unnatural carvings and returning to your original, unbreakable state. The person who walks alone does not need to perform, and because they do not perform, they can never be manipulated by the applause of the crowd. The third law of the Tao: become like water, the end of attachment. Lao Tzu said, "The supreme good is like water, which nourishes all things without trying to." Water is the most powerful force on earth, and yet it is completely unattached. As a river flows toward the ocean, it touches the rocks, it nourishes the trees on the riverbank, but it never stops. It never clings to a single stone. It never tries to hold on to the landscape it passes through. When you are terrified of being alone, you act like stagnant water. You cling to people. You attach yourself to relationships that have already expired. You hold on to friendships that have turned toxic, simply because you are afraid of the empty space they will leave behind. You build dams in your own river, and over time, that stagnant water becomes diseased. The law of water teaches us the ultimate art of detachment. Walking alone does not mean you hate people. It means you love them. You interact with them, but you do not cling to them. You allow people to enter your life, and more importantly, you allow them to leave. When someone decides they no longer want to walk beside you, you do not beg them to stay. You do not argue. You do not try to manipulate them into choosing you. You simply act like the river. You let them go, and you continue flowing forward in absolute silence. By accepting solitude, you realize that your survival does not depend on anyone else's presence. You become fluid, and because you are no longer desperately holding on to others, the people who do stay in your life will respect you on a level they never did before. They will sense your unshakable independence. The fourth law of the Tao: the power of the valley, invulnerability. In our modern culture, everyone wants to be the mountain. Everyone wants to be at the top, visible to the whole world, loudly proclaiming their success and surrounded by admirers. But the Taoist masters observed nature and realized a terrifying truth. The mountain peak is where the storms hit the hardest. The mountain is struck by lightning. The mountain is battered by the wind. But the valley is the lowest point. It is quiet. It is hidden. And yet, because it is the lowest point, all the water from the mountains eventually flows down into it. The valley gathers all the life, all the nourishment, and all the power, simply by remaining low and still. The fourth law is the law of the valley. When you walk alone, you are stepping out of the exhausting competition of society. You stop trying to prove how smart you are, how successful you are, or how many friends you have. You stop fighting for the highest peak. You withdraw your energy from the theater of the ego, and you descend into the quiet valley of your own mind. This makes you completely invulnerable. Think about it. How can someone manipulate you if you do not want anything they have? How can society control you if you are not afraid of isolation? When you embrace the valley, you strip the world of its leverage over you. You become untouchable, not because you are fighting back, but because you offer absolutely no resistance. You are hidden in the mist of your own peace, silently gathering your strength, while the rest of the world exhausts itself fighting on the peaks. The fifth law of the Tao: embracing the shadow, yin and yang. You cannot understand the light without understanding the dark. This is the absolute foundation of the Tao, the eternal dance of yin and yang. When you are surrounded by crowds, you are living entirely in the light. You are showing the world your polished, socially acceptable side. But because you are so focused on the light, you are completely ignoring your shadow, the dark, unhealed, aggressive, and suppressed parts of your psyche. Walking alone is a journey straight into the darkness. It is the ultimate confrontation with your own yin. When you sit in true solitude, the distractions fade, and the shadow emerges. You will remember the times you failed. You will face the guilt of the people you hurt. You will encounter the deep-seated anger you have been carrying for years. Do not run from it. Most people use human connection as a drug to numb the pain of their own shadow. But the Taoist sage understands that the shadow is not evil. It is half of your soul. To become whole, you must sit alone with your darkest thoughts and refuse to judge them. You must look at your trauma and say, yes, this is a part of me. You must look at your anger and say, yes, I accept this too. By walking alone and facing the dark, you integrate the shadow. You stop being a fractured, anxious person pretending to be perfect, and you become a whole, grounded, terrifyingly calm force of nature. The sixth law of the Tao, the shield of non-contention. Chapter 68 of the Tao Te Ching delivers a profound paradox. The best warrior never seeks a fight. The best conqueror never wins by force. The greatest master leads by following. When you depend on the crowd for identity, you are perpetually trapped in conflict. You argue to defend your ego. You compete to prove your worth. You waste hours constructing rebuttals in your head against people who do not even respect your boundaries. The sixth law is the law of non-contention. By walking alone, you step off the battlefield entirely. An enemy requires a counterpart to sustain a war. When someone projects hostility, malice, or manipulation toward you, their instinct expects resistance. They anticipate anger, retaliation, or defensive explanations. When you choose solitary detachment, you offer them zero resistance. You refuse to enter the ring. You do not explain yourself. You do not return their insults. You leave their toxic energy suspended in midair, forcing them to swallow the venom they prepared for you. Non-contention is not weakness. It is the ultimate tactical superiority. The seventh law of the Tao, the heavy root of stillness. Lao Tzu wrote, "Heaviness is the root of lightness. Stillness is the master of movement." In modern existence, people are constantly agitated. They chase novelty, jump from relationship to relationship, and panic the moment their calendar has an empty afternoon. Because their lives lack stillness, the slightest breeze of adversity knocks them off balance. They are like dry leaves blown across concrete by the wind. The seventh law demands that you cultivate the heavy root. Solitude is the gravity that anchors your mind. When you spend uninterrupted time in silence, you develop an internal weight that external events cannot displace. Market collapses, broken relationships, false accusations, or unexpected betrayals will occur around you, but they will not destabilize your core. You become like the deep bedrock beneath the ocean. Storms create massive, chaotic waves on the surface, but a mile down into the dark abyss, the water remains entirely unmoved. Solitude provides the density required to withstand the surface chaos of human drama. Before we conclude, I want you to sit with these truths. Wherever you are right now, stop rushing. Relax your shoulders, unclench your jaw, take a deep, slow breath in through your nose, and release it quietly into the world. Listen to these words, and let them anchor deep into your mind. You can close your eyes, or you can simply watch the screen. I no longer beg for a seat at tables where I do not belong. I am the empty vessel, ready to receive my own truth. I drop the heavy mask of the performer. I am the uncarved block. I flow like water. I allow people to enter my life, and I allow them to leave without resistance. I am the quiet valley. The chaotic storms of other people cannot touch my peace. I do not fight the darkness within me. I sit with it until it becomes light. My solitude is not my prison. My solitude is my empire. Take one final deep breath. Anchor this feeling of absolute independence into your body. For years you have viewed loneliness as a disease. You have compromised your values, lowered your boundaries, and exhausted your spirit just to keep a connection with a world that drains you. You have let society convince you that walking alone is a tragedy. But from this moment forward, the illusion is broken. You now understand the laws of the Tao. Walking alone is the highest initiation a human being can experience. It is the moment you stop being a servant to the crowd and become the emperor of your own mind. If you have felt the immense, unshakable power of this truth today, I want you to claim your independence right now. Go to the comments below and type the word alone. Let that word be your absolute boundary. Let it be the declaration that you will no longer beg for attention, you will no longer tolerate disrespect, and you will never again be afraid of the quiet. Every time we see that word, we will know that another warrior has stepped out of the matrix of noise and claimed their sovereignty. If you know someone who is exhausting themselves trying to fit into a world that doesn't understand them, send them this video. Give them the key to their own freedom. And if you are ready to master your mind, embrace the silence, and walk the true path of the Tao with us, subscribe to the channel. Walk firmly, walk lightly, and above all, never fear walking alone. I will see you in our next reflection.